Who is this actually good for? Who should skip it? And is it worth the price for normal everyday buyers? Those are the three questions that keep popping up whenever a laptop that advertises both a 4K OLED screen and a gaming-grade GPU lands on my radar. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the last week testing a few similar machines, scrolling through forums where creators argue about color accuracy, and reading the handful of reviews that actually explain why a laptop like this can feel either like a perfect workhorse or an unnecessary expense. Let's start with the most common hesitation. You want a machine that can handle Photoshop, Premiere, or even light 3D rendering, but you don't want to pay a premium that you'll never fully exploit. The VivoBook Pro 16X positions itself right in that sweet spot on paper. An AMD Ryzen 7 5800H paired with an RTX 3050 Ti, a 16-inch 3840-2400 OLED panel, and a full terabyte of SSD storage. In practice, the combination translates into a laptop that can edit a 4K video timeline with only occasional frame drop hiccups, and it will comfortably run most modern games at medium settings. If you're a freelance video editor who needs to preview color-graded footage on the go, the OLED screen's deep blacks and wide color gamut are a genuine advantage. The built-in 3-month Adobe Creative Cloud subscription also adds a small but useful incentive for creators who were already planning to subscribe. However, the same specs that make it attractive for creators can be overkill for the average office worker. If your daily routine is limited to email, spreadsheets, and web browsing, you'll rarely tap into the RTX 3050 Ti's CUDA cores or see any benefit from the 3840-2400 resolution beyond a prettier desktop background. In that scenario, you're paying a hefty premium for a feature set you won't use, and a more modest 1080p laptop would deliver comparable battery life and lower weight. The VivoBook's weight hovers around 4.2 pounds, which isn't a deal-breaker for a 16-inch chassis, but it's noticeably heavier than a typical Ultrabook you might carry to meetings all day. Now, let's talk about the practical strengths that show up once you start using the machine daily. The OLED panel is the star of the show. Colors pop without the oversaturation you sometimes see on cheaper IPS screens, and the 16:10 aspect ratio gives you a bit more vertical real estate for coding or reading PDFs. I tested the display with a calibrated color chart, and while it isn't a professional-grade reference monitor, the out-of-the-box accuracy is close enough that you can trust it for most client work without a costly external calibrator. The 1TB NVMe SSD feels instant boot times are sub 10 seconds, and loading large video projects is practically seamless. The 16GB of DDR4 RAM, while not the newest DDR5, still provides enough headroom for multitasking. I could keep Photoshop, Premiere, and a couple of browser tabs open without hitting the memory meter. On the flip side, there are hidden trade-offs that become apparent after a few weeks. The laptop's thermal design leans toward a thin profile, which means the fans ramp up under sustained loads. During a 30-minute gaming session of Shadow of the Tomb Raider at 1080p, the fan noise rose to a level that could be distracting in a shared office space. The same thermal constraints cause the CPU to throttle slightly after about 20 minutes of continuous 4K video rendering, shaving a few seconds off export times compared to a bulkier workstation. Battery life also reflects the high-resolution screen. A full day of typical office tasks gives you around 6 hours, and that drops to 3 or 4 when you're editing on the OLED at full brightness. Who should buy this laptop? If you're a freelance designer, photographer, or video creator who frequently travels and needs a portable yet color-accurate display, the VivoBook Pro 16X delivers real value. The RTX 3050 Ti, while not a flagship GPU, is RTX Studio ready, meaning it accelerates Adobe's GPU boost effects, which can shave minutes off rendering times. The bundled Creative Cloud subscription further sweetens the deal for new subscribers. It also works for light gamers who want to enjoy modern titles without lugging a desktop, as long as you're okay with medium-level settings and occasional fan noise. Who should skip it? If your primary use case is office productivity, basic web surfing, or you already own a separate monitor for color-critical work, you're better off allocating that budget toward a laptop with longer battery life and a lighter chassis. Similarly, hardcore gamers who demand high frame rates at 1440p or 4K will find the RTX 3050 limiting. They'd benefit more from a dedicated gaming laptop with a higher-tier GPU. Finally, anyone who is sensitive to fan noise in quiet environments should consider a model with a more robust cooling solution. The value proposition hinges on how much you'll actually use the OLED panel and the GPU acceleration. At its current price point, the VivoBook Pro 16X sits in a middle ground, more expensive than a basic 1080p notebook, yet cheaper than a premium creator-grade laptop.